bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse.
What day is this? Day 5 of us being trapped in this log cabin? I think we need to do a limb check. Everybody, look at your limbs. What the fuck? Did I lose 2 toes? Who ate my toes? Was it you, Alby, my co-host on this podcast, and also trapped with me in this log cabin?
No, it was not me. You ate your own toes yesterday. Don't you remember that? We ate all the gingerbread cookies, and then you ate your own toes. Or did I dream that? I don't really. It's been
maybe
so
it
long.
was Zach.
What? What? No, I'm not eating your toes.
What?
What?
Where'd you get a ham dinner from?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Ham.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, it even has stuffing. Where did you get the stuffing from?
Your toast tastes good.
What?
Wait, are you put toast in the ham? Oh,
Okay, that's. I mean, I guess that way.
I do lotion my feet every day, so I would imagine they do taste pretty good.
They are pretty good.
Thank you. And they're pretty
What?
big, so I do have size 14 feet, so you know.
Okay.
Goes
that
down
makes
good with
sense.
this eggnog.
Where did you get this eggnog
Wait,
from?
okay, now I'm upset. I want some eggnog.
Pour me a glass of that eggnog, boy.
I snuck it in.
How? We're trapped in here.
I brought it in the first day. Didn't tell you guys.
Oh, it took you 5 days to
Okay.
poop it out?
Wait, you brought it in? Because I just woke up in this cabin one day,
Yeah.
and now I've been here.
I reverse osmosis my eggnog. I don't know if you've heard about it.
Oh, I heard about it.
Hey, great.
Great. Okay, you can...
Yes. So also Zach is here. Hi, Zach.
I did that. You don't... No, the first part of my thing was I did it organically, but you're like, fuck it.
Hello, it's me.
Is there
Still
any-
chowing down on these toes.
Great.
We watched the Welcome to Christmas. Returned to the Hallmark movie because
Yes.
I hate everyone, so fuck you guys.
Well, I mean, there was just this stack of Hallmark movies. I guess you brought with you when we were all kidnapped and brought to this log cabin.
Yeah.
If I
Yeah.
stacked me my USB stick.
Yes, you have a
Yeah,
USB stick.
we're in Saw 6, and he locked us in a cabin and said, "Here's all these Hallmark movies, and now you have to you have to watch all these movies, and then you're going to slowly go insane and start eating each other." And we're at day 5, and I've eaten toes.
That's the storyline leading here. Yep, that's what happened today.
I do appreciate you not taking my big toe so I can still walk.
Yeah, no problem. I figured it. You might need it. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. The rest of the days, we're getting there. At least we're almost halfway through this. So
Yeah, who knows?
Almost.
we're almost there. I don't know.
The blizzard outside will not stop.
It's not. It's cold. Like
it's
me,
excessively cold.
we're all huddled under this blanket. I'm wearing clothes. Bob said he said yesterday that he was not. So
I put the back on, don't worry.
okay.
He also tourniqueted his foot after with the blanket, so it's a little red, but I think it'll buff right out. I also appreciate that Saw Man has decorated his cabin beautifully.
Okay,
yes.
we have 6 more days. Can't keep going. This bit can't be a whole podcast.
No, it can't be the whole
That's
podcast,
fair.
but I did appreciate that he flocked the tree for us. That was very kind of him.
Yes, I love flocking trees.
Why did you flock your tree, then?
Well, you see,
Alby?
in Christmas Town, everything.
Okay, well, we watched Welcome to Christmas. If you want to answer that seriously, because you know it's a stupid thing to do. We watched Welcome to Christmas. I picked it because it returned to Hallmark, and also it seemed like it was a step above something more original movie. That it was so basically a Hallmark movie. So can we Zach, can you describe the elements of this movie and a plot summary way?
Yeah, sure. I felt like so far this is probably the best Hallmark movie we've watched. Maybe the best movie we watched, period. I don't know. It's a Hallmark movie, but it somehow felt, I don't know, it felt pretty genuine and not as much of a put on as the other ones were. So this basically Jennifer Finnegan plays Madison Lane, who's she works, I guess, for like a ski resort in some capacity. I don't know her. The thing about these movies, folks, is that they don't really give you a specific job of these people.
Mm-hmm.
These people are just tangentially somehow involved with a company and are important enough to make decisions, even though the boss is sort of I don't know, she's a resort developer, but that's still, I mean, it's still pretty open to interpretation of what that does. I don't know, for me. So, like, she goes, basically, they're looking for a new place to put this resort. So they've chosen this town of Christmas, Colorado. And it's a small town. Again, recurring theme. It's a small town where she immediately shows up in a car and crashes her car into the town sign and then acts like nothing happened. She's like, oh, I just need a ride into town. Don't worry about my car. It'll be fine. I'm made of money. So that happens. She meets the officer during this time, Gage. And Gage and her start to hit it off. Stop me if you've heard this before. And she spends her time here in this very small town. And over the couple of days... she gets to know Gage very well. She gets to get ingratiated into the town. She gets to like it a little bit more. She starts realizing her big city background maybe isn't the best suited for her, and she wants to relax and go back to a smaller town with Mr. Gage, who is a sheriff, a town sheriff, but you wouldn't know it after the first scene because he got fucking fired for not doing his job for 3 days. I'm pretty sure he does no longer work there, and he is the worst sheriff. Maybe he was very good up until this point, but at no point during this movie did he actually do his job outside of the first scene, so he's the worst sheriff I've ever seen. So they get to know each other, and they hit it off, and they start doing all this stuff, small town stuff, and they get to liking each other, and then, lo and behold, they finally wrap it back around. Christmas, Colorado is going to get this resort, but oh no, it's going to really kill the town. They're going to build a resort, and they're going to pave it over. Like, they're not going to pave it over, but you get the idea of what a resort would do to a small town. Not only would it bring tourism in, but it would also bring all of the stuff that comes with tourism, which is, maybe gentrifying neighborhoods and like getting people getting the small
businesses.
Yeah,
kill all the small businesses. Yes.
It would kill all of these. Yes, exactly. It would kill all the small businesses. All of the small town charm would maybe be run out by the bigger box stores and bigger things that would move in because of this. It gets a little political here, but regardless, that's essentially the plot of the movie. Is she wants to build a resort here, and then for some reason she has a change of heart. She's like, well, I don't want to actually build it because then I usually just go into these cities and then we build it and I leave and I don't get to see the ramifications of my actions. And then I guess for this whatever fucking reason, this town, it finally stuck with her. But she's like, no, I don't want that to happen to this town. So that's about it. And then she kisses the guy at the end because it's a fucking Hallmark movie, of course.
Okay. Wrong. She doesn't want to build a resort. Okay, she originally didn't want to go there because he wants to build a resort in Mountain Town, Colorado.
Yeah, there's another one.
But then she gets sent to Christmas because that's the other person who's vying for because her boss is about to retire, so he wants her a job. There's somebody else who wants a job. He wants to put it in Christmas, Colorado. For some reason, they sent her there to check out the town. So she doesn't want it to be there. But the plot of the movie is the town trying to convince her to put the ski resort there.
Yeah, the town wants it, but I don't think they really understand of like what that would bring, Yes,
exactly. They think they will bring more people, but they also don't realize that it will also kill their whole business, kill the town, pretty much.
The small town charm, yes. It would make everybody... It'd make everything a lot more difficult. Like, it seems glamorous on the outside, but then once you actually get it in town, you go like, oh no, like, this, again, it goes back to the
destroy him?
Yeah.
Oh no, everybody's going to this Walmart.
Yeah, instead of like the mom and pop stores that have the nutcrackers outside of them doing the floss dance or whatever.
Yes, the flossing nutcrackers. A highlight of this film, truly.
Oh no, there's a lot more murders now.
Yeah, and just everything that comes with that. So yeah, you're right. I missed a couple of things there where, yes, they wanted to go to it. Originally, they wanted a different place, and then they went to this one, and everybody isn't in the town is like, oh no, we have to shape up and make sure that she likes this place because we really want this place to have this. But you know how it goes, whatever. And then she falls in love because fucking whatever.
I don't know. Everybody
it's fine.
Else.
It's a good movie.
I liked it. I liked the movie. I actually really liked the movie.
There's some layers here, I think. I think that's the thing that I like about this movie so much is that, like, you kind of have the typical Hallmark story, but then at the same time you have a sort of like a story that has some depth. Like it's not just about, hey, this small town. It's about so much about small towns and stuff like that. I think that works pretty well.
I think I actually like the main characters is why I liked it. I like Batman knockoff sheriff dude. McBride. Hey, I always like to he's a single dad and he has kids because his wife died. Hey, and I like this. He's caring, but also he's kind of jaded for the whole Christmas thing because he lives his whole life with his aunt, who's fucking all the way Christmas all the time. So he's a little bit jaded. Mm-hmm. But throughout the movie, he gets more warming to Christmas again because he's finding love with this lady that he met for 3 days and wants to marry now. So I like how his gradual transformation, him and hers. And actually, so yeah, I like the main characters. I think that helps a lot.
Yeah, I think and also I think even some of the side characters I was impressed with. I think some of the side characters, like I thought the kids did a very good job. Like there were some really good heartfelt, like that one scene with the dad, like coming in talking about like, hey, what the kid asked him what do you want for Christmas or something like that. He has everything he wants, but then kid's like, no, you don't. I thought that was a really sweet, heartfelt moment, and I thought that actress played it out very well.
Yeah, I think like you said, I think there. Okay, I will say, last 20 minutes, I fucking tune out. I fucking just I know where everything's heading now.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting the lady to instead of no skiers, we're just going to give money to this town so they can just they have a lot more events or something. Like they invest into this town, and I don't think she's told her boss beforehand. That was the plot just took a shit because they had it in the movies, so they rushed things. Mm-hmm. I fully tune out by that point.
Sure.
But the first hour of the hour 20-minute movie, I don't know, it was pretty good.
It was.
Pretty good and relative, obviously. Yeah. It's still not a good movie, but
I don't know. I could consider it a good movie.
No.
In relation to what though? A good movie in relation to what? Like Hallmark? Sure.
I mean, I would say it's a great Hallmark. It's a great one of those.
Yeah, I mean, it's still not a high bar.
But, in comparison to, I don't know, the best movie ever, I don't know. It's like a 7. It's like a 7.
In relation to Blazing Saddles? Nah, dog. I'm good.
The Godfather or Welcome to Christmas? Which one?
I mean, I'm not saying it's better than those. Just saying I think it's okay. It's fine.
It's close. It's
close to a good movie. It's close to a legitimately good movie.
I think the Log Cabin's getting to you, my man.
Hey, man. It's close. It's getting there.
I know the only thing we have is these movies and also Simon Says, but you gotta remember about the things you watched before the Log Cabin.
I can't remember. I haven't watched a movie beyond these in so long now. This is who I am. I don't know. I think it's okay. I thought it was an okay movie. That did everything it wanted to do pretty well. It accomplished its mission. What more can you ask for?
Yeah, I thought the romance was slightly unbelievable. Slightly.
Yeah, because Gage, the actor that played Gage McBride, he had a pretty good comedic timing. I'll give him that. He's pretty all right. He wasn't sleazy or anything either. I felt like the last couple of guys were pretty sleazy in some way. Like it just felt, or it didn't feel genuine enough to me. It felt like for me, like you were just having a conversation with him, and he would slip in some funny one-liners here and there for a Hallmark movie. I'm not saying he's a fucking comedian over here, but he was good enough to make me go yeah, this is believable.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's all you can ask for, really.
I mean, that's all I'm looking for. Yeah, that's all I'm looking for here. I'm just looking for something believable, And this one did a nice job. And I just want to point out that Eric Mabius, who was playing Gage McBride, is apparently in a thing called Signed, Sealed, Delivered, which was a TV series. Not by itself, pretty innocuous, doesn't really mean much. However, there is about 10 different Signed, Sealed, and Delivered TV movies here I'm looking at in his IMDb page. Signed, Sealed, Delivered for Christmas, Signed, Sealed, Delivered From Paris with Love, Signed, Sealed, Delivered Truth Be Told, Signed, Sealed, Delivered The Impossible Dream, Signed, Sealed, Delivered From the Heart, Signed, Sealed, Delivered 1 in a Million, Signed, Sealed, Delivered Lost Without You, Signed, Sealed, Delivered Higher Ground, Signed, Sealed, Delivered Home Again. These have all taken place within the past 3 years. Signed, Sealed, Delivered The Road Less Traveled, Signed, Sealed, Delivered To the Altar. I'm assuming he gets married in that last one.
I guess? I don't understand. All right. Anyway.
Also, sorry. So one of the strange elements in this Hallmark movie is they have an undertone of messages, like the how big businesses may destroy certain parts of other businesses, like small businesses and whatnot. Did you have more thoughts on this, Zach?
It always, I mean, to me, it just seems like. Yeah, I don't know. There's a weird part of these movies that I said in the last episode, if it wasn't the last episode or the one before that, where it keeps hitting on the nostalgia factor of when I was younger, my childhood was way better, and I think part of that goes into the small town living where maybe the Walmarts didn't quite exist yet, where these big box companies didn't exist yet, and it was a simpler time. And now when you watch these movies, the threat always seems to be coming from the outside, where it's like, okay, some outsider from a big city. That seems to be one of the recurring themes here in these movies, is this person from the big city goes back to a small town, and it sort of implies in these movies that, like, you can't be happy living in a big city, which is kind of silly because you can if given the right circumstances and the right job and all of that. It just seems like these Hallmark movies are trying to really, I don't know, teach people that, like, hey, you should be happy with your little small town even though you're working those 40, 50 hours in like a Starbucks or a mom and pop equivalent to whatever that might be.
Or as a sheriff making ornaments.
Yeah, or there's something more honorable about living in a small town and doing these jobs, whereas you could just be another cog in the machine, I guess, in a bigger city. I don't know if that's what they're trying to get across, but it feels like it at certain points. I don't know. It's a real weird sort of like I don't know, like a statement, like a social statement almost of like, yeah, just stay go back to your small town. It's going to be better over there. Don't have any ambitions or dreams of going to a New York City or a Chicago or a Los Angeles. Just stay in your little rural 5,000, 10,000, population city. It'll all be fine. It'll all work out. Just stay there, man. Keep your family there. You can raise kids there. It'll be fine. You'll find your soulmate, even though there's a less statistical chance of that happening with less people around. It's just really weird how they keep doing that with the big city versus the smaller city dynamic. And then when you're in the smaller city, especially in this movie where it's like, oh, by the way, there's this big company, this resort developer that's coming in that wants to put this big company in here. And the small town is like, yeah, we're going to get it because we're going to get more money and we'll get more, revenue from that. It'll generate, we'll get more people to move here. The prices will go up and all of that. And it's a weird undercurrent that seems to be, it's not prevalent, but it is there. It's a weird thing that they keep doing with these movies where that keeps showing up.
Yeah. And I think it's one part a commentary on, I don't know, the immigration from small towns, but I think it's also largely more of a thing about, like, I don't know, nostalgia and like what people care about. Like small town America is more, I guess, more marketable than big city America. I guess, yeah, because if you want a family, right? I guess a smaller city would maybe equate to a better cost of living, safer, I would imagine, than a big city, which has, just by population density is going to have more crime, is going to have more people in it committing crimes, just because that's how the numbers work. But if you are in a small town, I guess the feeling is that, like, hey, it's minor things like, hey, maybe you don't have to lock your doors because you live in a nice small town with neighbors that care about you, versus, hey, if you lived in a moderately big city. I live in Jacksonville, which is a pretty big city. Like, hey, maybe, you wouldn't be able to do that because the crime is bad in this area where you live. It just, it seems to always be hitting back to, like, that part in your brain that is like, actually, no, the part in your brain that doesn't, it's not actually true because you're an adult now. It's the nostalgia of, like, small city. So it was better when you were younger and you were just growing up with parents and your brother, your sister, your family. They were all down the road from each other. You guys had a great Thanksgiving, Christmas, holidays together. And now that you're an adult and you don't have that, your brain keeps going like, oh no, that was actually the best time of my life, when it wasn't. Like, it really wasn't. It's just your brain playing tricks on you like it does. I don't know if that's what you were looking for, but yeah, it seems to be a thing that happens in these Hallmark and Lifetime movies, to where it keeps showing up enough to point it out, where these small town people have some disdain for the big town person coming in, this big shot from out of town. And the big shot from out of town has this silly view of a small town that's like, you all are beneath me because I'm working in this office 40, 50 hours a week and making more money than you guys make in 3 months or whatever it might be. I mean, it's community, right? And I think that's been kind of the focus of the Hallmark movies, is like showing off community. Like a lot of the things they try to show as on events and stuff like that.
I think, yeah. Like in these movies, it's always walking down the town square and it's, hey, everybody knows each other. Hey, we're neighbors. I know you. I've seen you. I've grown up with you for, 10, 15 years, whatever you might be. And just the trustworthiness of knowing that, you can walk down the street and wave to people and they'll help you to your car, which happens in the Hallmark movie, the same fucking scene 3 times. So, like, these past 3 Hallmark movies have had the same background, of the town where somebody is walking down. And this one didn't have it where the groceries were actually in their hand, but like you could see that they were just walking down that same town square and just going like, oh yeah, that's the same town square that they used in the other movies.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just I don't know. Hallmark has a style, and I think we're starting to see that.
Yeah.
I think this is a genre I see a lot in Hallmark movies. Is the Hallmark expert of like, hey, person comes to town for some business reason, like building a hotel, a resort, or something like that, and the town has to pitch themselves in some way. I think that happens fairly regularly. Anyway, that's all my I think that's all my thoughts. Go ahead, Pop.
Listen to this. A group of postal detectives work to solve mysteries beyond undeliverable letters and packages from the past, delivering them when they're needed most. Tell me you don't want to watch this TV show. Signed, sealed, and delivered. This sounds like a good TV show.
Signed, sealed, and delivered. Yeah, I didn't actually read it. I was just reading what it was. But yeah, now that you've mentioned it, sure.
I don't watch a group of postal detectives work to solve the mysteries.
Is that our next movie?
No,
I think he was just he was looking at the signed, sealed, delivered series that I was talking about.
Can Signed, Sealed, Delivered be one of the movies you...
No, the 10-episode TV series and then the 20 TV movies they made after. No.
Yeah, the 20. They made a lot of movies. I don't know if the TV
what about
series...
the Christmas version of the Signed, Sealed, Delivered?
Yeah, Signed, Sealed, Delivered for Christmas. That is one of them. It's from 2014.
No.
Okay.
We're doing 2018 only. Sorry to disappoint you.
I'm a list. You're not changing it.
He's locked in on this list.
Locked in. Okay. Well, you have anything else to add, guys? To welcome to Christmas?
It wasn't terrible.
No, it wasn't. It was better than the other movies so far, for sure.
It was okay.
I liked it. Yeah, I liked it. For what it is, I liked it.
I would say approaching good.
Yes. I mean, not good. I would say I liked it, but I'm not going to say it's good. I do want to point out, as we have been doing, Welcome to Christmas, as of now, has a 6.5 out of 10 on IMDb. I'm not keeping an Excel spreadsheet of the scores that we had. That's an oversight on my part. Okay, so
I have them.
Okay, 6.5 might be the highest so far, maybe?
It is.
Out of the Hallmark?
Yes.
It is the highest. 6.3 is the next highest, which
right.
was Homegrown Christmas, our second movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. This feels like the best one so far.
The first one is the third highest, which was Christmas Wonderland. The Princess Switch has
Really?
6, and then the Christmas Pack, the third one, has 5.9.
Ugh, yeah, that one. Yeah.
Well, that makes sense. I see that.
I can't. I will not argue. That seems right to me.
That doesn't seem right to me. I think the Princess Switch should be higher.
I mean, it was a Netflix movie, so I think by virtue of it being Netflix, it should probably be better than Hallmark. But
and also, it's kind of weird because this Princess Switch has 8,700 reviews, while something like Welcome to Christmas has 170 reviews.
Yeah. So it's hard to.
It's kind of not scientific at all, but what can you do?
Yeah, you can't really do much about it. But it does feel like that's the right rating for it so far, because it has been, I think, pretty easily the best one that we've watched.
I think, this one has been the best one.
This one topped the Princess Switch for me, so, yeah.
Which, Princess Switch dying the second best one, though.
For me, Princess Switch was number 2. That's what we agreed last night, was Princess Switch.
I didn't agree to that. I agreed that Vanessa Hudgens was hot.
Okay.
Can't take that away from me.
Okay, that's fine. Well, it appears one of the windows in our cabin is blown open. That seems like a bad thing.
Yeah, we gotta go fix that, dude. I gotta go.
But first, we gotta talk about the next movie.
We gotta go do that.
The snow is getting in.
Oh God! Wow, it's really mounting up. All right, our next movie is called The Christmas Inn. Jesus Christ! It's with the holiday season in full swing. Jen Taylor, played by Maury Hardick, is about to score a big promotion at the San Francisco ad agency where she works. But her life is unexpectedly turned upside down when she inherits a cozy inn in Alaska from her aunt. And she goes to inspect the property and meets handsome town attorney Steve Anderson. Amazed, she is surprised to find that nothing is what she expected. The small town community is full of fun and festive Christmas traditions, and soon Jen starts wondering if the inn might just be the place she belongs, and if Steve could be Mr. Right she has been waiting for.
Sounds like a good movie.
It sounds good. I'm really glad you read that as quick as you can, because it's getting bad out here, guys. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's snowing. It's it's getting in here right now. I'm trying my best.
It seems fine over here on my end of the couch.
Can we take the lights off this tree and try to Get some boards? Gotta get some boards.
We gotta end this, guys. Sorry, I gotta go fix this.
Okay. I guess we should do that.
Yeah, I think we have to go fix that one. He's out in the snow. Here we go. Here we go. You gotta turn to get your foot again because there's blood everywhere. We gotta get this.
Oh god, I'm bleeding. Oh god, and don't.
Bird machine. Check.